Give thanks and praise to the Almighty Most High. Welcome to Wrestling with Ras Lucha. This is the divine voice of Ras Lucha, here to speak on all things wrestling entertainment business related, from the perspective of one who will own a lucrative wrestling company in Africa. This is the official hub to Wrestling with Ras Lucha. Let's get that Bitcoin! Okay. Every wrestling fan across the globe has heard of All Elite Wrestling and quite possibly watches AEW programs, Dynamite and Rampage on television. If not religiously, then often enough to be interested in experiencing pay-per-view events from AEW's side on television, without having to hunt down links online to stream through, as has mostly been the case for wrestling fans left unsatisfied by the snippets shared by AEW on social media. On the 29th of May this year, AEW was hosted in Las Vegas for the Double or Nothing pay-per-view event. Double or Nothing to this day sounds to have been a rewarding experience. The winners of the Owen Hart tournament even got championship titles awarded to them, in addition to monumental trophies, all which Ras Lucha knows about because of the internet. Ras Lucha was denied the privilege of watching this milestone event for the company, and it's AEW management's fault completely, 100%. It's that way because Ras Lucha here only found out this week that Double or Nothing could have been accessed through a streaming service called Fight TV. Thanks for the heads up, guys. We're days after Double or Nothing. And here we must compare AEW to the better established World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE, with a chronological glimpse into how WWE might have become better established. So here's some background chronology. Before the WWE network evolved into a series of cabled channels across Southern Africa on 1 January 2020, WWE in Southern Africa had been airing pay-per-view events as WWE specials on SuperSport, in addition to weekly Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and lately NXT UK. Since August 2017. Prior to that, South African wrestling entertainment fans had to make do with the basic packages of WWE shown weekly on ETV since 2001. Prior to 2001, South Africans had WCW on ETV, and the privileged could watch what was back then WWF on satellite television. Ras Lucha was just happy to still be able to watch Booker T wrestle when WCW became WWF WWE. But to return to the point, since 2017, WWE has been supplying wrestling fans with subscriptions to DSTV or MultiChoice with that pay-per-view experience. And McMahon's hustle, if we can put it that way, has been to consistently ensure that there is premium wrestling content in every home across the globe, and it's been noted. So, since 2017, South Africans subscribed to DSTV have had access to all WWE special events: the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, Hell in a Cell, Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, and very recently even Crown Jewel. Potentially even Clash at the Castle later on this year. Looking forward to potentially seeing that. So thank you, Vince McMahon. You've been good to Southern Africa. You know how to distribute your product globally and have no peers. Give that old man a championship title belt for being the best wrestling distributor in the game. Enter AEW in 2019. Debuts in Florida on New Year's Day. Fast forward 2 years later and AEW arrives in Southern Africa on TNT Africa in February 2021. Yeah, February 2021. We are now in 2022, 3 years after the first Double or Nothing, also in Vegas. Granted, we have Dynamite and Rampage, but do you, Tony Khan, mean to tell me, Ras Lucha, that in 3 years it's never occurred to maybe partner with Supersport? Also hosted on DSTV, just like TNT Africa, towards not further excluding your Southern African wrestling fans from the holistic AEW experience. And that's important. Ras Lucha feels that there's a great deal of merit in the criticisms on AEW made by wrestling world entrepreneur Eric Bischoff, where he says, quote, AEW probably has an 80% lock on the internet wrestling audience, ... people who are most active on the internet, ... That's the market that AEW is targeting and catering and reacting to, whereas WWE is catering to and building a broader audience, not just that hardcore wrestling fan, dream match, high-flying spectacle audience. And that's very, very true. And to end the quote, that's actually very, very true. Regrettably, the internet has always been a space for privilege to flourish with blinders on, like CJ Perry getting drunk with wrestler formerly known as Nia Jax, making light of people dying, selling alcohol brands and spandex weight pants for retweets and likes. The point is, not being able to watch Double or Nothing has honestly made Ras Lucha not want to watch AEW with our wrestling-loving grandmother as much as. Unlike how every Tuesday, Wednesday and Saturday we wake up early to watch WWE programs, consistency goes a very long way towards retaining audiences, and Wrestling with Ras Lucha reminds AEW to consistently supply, because there really is a demand, or opt out. There will still be wrestling entertainment at the end of the day. As a South African wrestling enthusiast, Ras Lucha calls on Tony Khan to double delivery, because this nothing regarding pay-per-views is bad for business moving into the future becoming. Let's take a short breather and thank our advertisers by taking a moment to listen to what these hard-working folks have to say or sell to us.
Are you a leading business person who sees the advertising value in Wrestling with Ras Lucha? Ras Lucha is proudly presented by $LNBP. $LNBP invites all businesses to advertise their brands and all products on Wrestling with Ras Lucha. $LNBP, that's $Local Network Broadcast Publishing. $LNBP offers 10 to 90 second audio-based advertising packages at 1 Bitcoin per second. All promotional work done pro gracia is towards showcasing the range of talent and power behind $LNBP's editorial director's effort.
Hi, I'm Peter St. Ledger, Chief Branding Officer at $LNBP. I just wanted to address how important it is that the performer and podcast sensation known internationally as Ras Lucha has joined our team here at $LNBP, which is a novelty broadcast publisher rooted in enough substance to charge as we do for the opportunity of advertising through our product service. Your patronage is valued dearly. It shows your respect for the network, which exclusively hosts Ras Lucha every week. Ras Lucha belongs to a variety of social community, and her identity is and will always be a private matter. As of 2022, the performer and podcast sensation known internationally as Ras Lucha is a trademarked brand registered to $LNBP, which is a registered South African company belonging to our CEO, an individual who would also someday like to be able to talk about tax from the perspective of one who amasses enough so as to be able to pay tax. Hey family, I hear business is going well. You advertise on Rasslin with Ras Lucha?
Yeah, best 60 Bitcoin my watch shop has ever spent since opening in 1821.
A Bitcoin per second. It changed.
Welcome back to Wrestling with Ras Lucha. Thank you for finding Ras Lucha. We'll be talking about the company which respects Southern African fans enough to serve as pay-per-view events on television with love. Let's start off with what's happened thus far in wrestling entertainment. Prior to SmackDown on Saturday morning, maybe Stand and Deliver, is it, on Sunday morning? Hell in a Cell definitely on Monday. Hell in a Cell plays on Monday morning. That's very exciting. People of the Wrestleverse, Bobby Lashley. On Raw this week, Bobby Lashley signed himself into a match with MVP, who has a whole Nigerian giant Omos backing him in the wrestling entertainment world. Whatever world you are in, Bobby Lashley's liver depicts a heroic nature. When we list the WWE's fighters, Bobby Lashley is definitely up there in every top 10 of every category imaginable, with MVP, who wrestles in angles these days because he's a martial artist who knows how to move in the ring with the knees. Ras Lucha is amped to be able to witness MVP, who has a whole Nigerian giant Omos fighting alongside him. MVP is a fighter. Montel Vontavious Porter, as he emphasized in the day, has always been a fighter. And Vince McMahon, bless him, also a fighter, has always appreciated fighters coming his way and fighting their way into the marquee and helping him tailor a great service to all humankind who enjoy being entertained by humans slamming into one another. Ish, MVP, but the knees. Ras Lucha sees really bad knees on MVP, who has a whole freaking Nigerian giant Omos at his side. Still, and this is what's truly beautiful about Bobby Lashley. Lashley wouldn't stoop that low as to lash out completely and go for the obvious weak point, because he's a true professional athlete and an amazing, disciplined wrestler. MVP as well. Like, the respect between the two of them is notable. One can see it from the comfort of their sofa with their laptop on their lap watching wrestling. MVP and Lashley. MVP unleashed the almightiness out of Bobby Lashley and brought out the absolute best of Bobby Lashley in Ras Lucha lifetime. And that's one of the blessings that the Almighty hath made, that even wrestling enthusiasts may be blessed with nice things. Are they fighting for real, do you think? It doesn't matter what you think! 3 fighters in the ring, 2 of them on the same side. A seasoned fighter who is also trained highly well in wrestling, and MVP, and who is in amazing shape beyond the knees. And his Nigerian giant Omos, who is a fighter, who could knock a whole horse out if it came at him with just one kick. 0.7 Bitcoin is Ras Lucha's cut if something like that advert ever shows up on television or on the internet. We're getting a cut from that. So it's those two, MVP and the Nigerian giant Omos versus an almighty Bobby Lashley, who feels betrayed. But he'll have to get over it after Hell in a Cell, honestly speaking, where he had better pull a win from this rabbit hole of a storyline going towards Crown Jewel. Where is this going, if not to the UK in September? That's Clash at the Castle, an event Ras Lucha is definitely excited to witness. That is definitely a treat. Although Ras Lucha is in South Africa, Ras Lucha can feel the excitement rippling through the UK. Nearing Clash at the Castle, that's going to be amazing. But let's return to Bobby Lashley, almighty Bobby Lashley, because he has indicated that one of the heavyweight championships should come to Raw, was it? As was heard on the rumor vines which grow all the way from America. We heard that almighty Bobby Lashley wants one of the heavyweight championships presently on the head of the table's waist to come to Raw. No. Wait. This is the first season of Raw in the 2000s to 2020s, in modern history essentially, where a woman has been the main champion on WWE Raw. That's huge. That's big. Let's see if Bianca Belair can survive Becky Lynch and Asuka. And let's see if she can retain her championship all the way to Bayley's return. That she can put it in Bayley's face and be all like, who's alpha, yo? Regardless, until Clash at the Castle at the very earliest and WrestleMania at the latest, a woman is likely to be the main champion on Raw, and that's historic, that's big. Bianca Belair was the first woman, though this is the first season where a woman is the main champion. If Bobby Lashley wants to be champion right now, he has to win or lose at Hell in a Cell, where he fights a team of fighters and his target comes equipped with a Nigerian giant Omos. Bobby Lashley has to fetch the head of the table, Roman Reigns, or take back his United States Championship. Okay, granted, it's technically MVPs, so whoever wins between Nigerian giant Omos-backed MVP and Bobby Lashley has first call on the United States Championship. Take Ras Lucha word for it. The Nigerian giant Omos or Bobby Lashley will be United States champion by Clash at the Castle. Bobby Lashley should be in the Universal title match at Clash at the Castle, which will hopefully stream. The UK, let's talk about this. Let's talk about Clash at the Castle and let's predict what could be the main event. Ras Lucha is very interested in the main event because the main event on foreign soil has to be bigger. Somehow it just has to be mind-blowing. The UK is paying good money for the honor of getting to see with their own eyes an almighty Bobby Lashley, a Brock Lesnar, a Drew McIntyre, who is presently building to that match quite honorably on SmackDown, and the Roman Reigns, who unified the main championship, wrestling championship titles in WWE, and what better way to exhibit your best product than in a fatal five-way for one of the championship titles often carried by Paul Heyman, for our wrestling tribal chief and the head of all tables across the wrestling verse, Roman Reigns. Bobby Lashley's buy-in into such a huge match for one of those championship titles has to be him having fought a giant for so long and beaten the Nigerian giant almost twice. To that one time, the Nigerian giant almost had MVP on the outside to help him win. MVP being absolutely amazing at that job. And MVP is absolutely amazing at his job. And also, what a job. MVP's job is a dream come true to many fighters who wrestle for a living. We all know about Brock Lesnar thing. What dude? That one fighter, he's expensive. For our non-Southern African listeners, Watura means he's expensive. The UK might not be able to afford to commission WWE to book Brock Lesnar to leave his farm and butchery to come and let British people take selfies with him. Brock Lesnar might not like the smell of British air enough to just do it for the love of WWE fans. Brock Lesnar is worth every penny, cent, dollar, quid, dime. Logistically speaking, Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns would collectively as a pair cost as much as a whole castle in the UK alone. Yet the whole world is invested in Clash at the Castle. Is the venue an actual castle? See, now we are Africans, and our only Western castle is a military base in Cape Town, where they allegedly host extraterrestrials and artifacts not from this planet in origin, but Ras Lucha only knows about wrestling. We arrive at the fifth fighter. It could be Cody Rhodes, but it will most highly be Seth frickin' Rollins, unless WWE is able to take their initial six-pack match, and tailor-make it for the UK audience. Should they, then they should know that Ras Lucha's script is written by $ LNBP's editorial director, and Ras Lucha's editorial director would love to be compensated for bringing such a great idea into the multiverse. Now, to cite a favorite, 3 short jokes and a long one. Joke! What isn't a joke is that the UK wants to see Bobby Lashley in the main event at Clash at the Castle in September. The UK wants to see Roman Reigns, Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, Brock Lesnar, Seth frickin' Rollins, and Cody Rhodes or Edge. Ras Lucha believes the UK wants to see Edge and Cody Rhodes fight for their ticket to the castle. In Wales, is it? Ras Lucha feels that the audience from the hosting country should get to see all those wrestlers they never get to see. Could Roman Reigns stack 4 or 5 other heavyweight wrestlers in WWE? Elimination rules. Now that, men and women of the wrestlingverse, would be a whole new match for the Coras and the Roxys and the Tricks and the Carmelo to someday be the ones to fight in for championships. And that's how a wrestling company keeps evolving. Hell in a Cell went from being a match and evolved into a pay-per-view event where there will definitely be a Hell in a Cell match involved. And Clash at the Castle is an opportunity to coin one more match for WWE.
Life is not a race. Start the day at your own pace with Kellogg's Cornflakes.
Are you a leading business person who sees the advertising value in wrestling with Ras Lucha? Ras Lucha is proudly presented by $LMBP. $LMBP invites all businesses to advertise their brands and all products on Wrestling with Ras Lucha. $LMBP, that's $Local Network Broadcast Publishing. $LMBP offers 10 to 90-second audio-based advertising packages at 1 Bitcoin per second. All promotional work done pro gracia is towards showcasing the range of talent and power behind $LMBP's editorial director's effort.
In the next episode, Ras Lucha will be talking about Sasha Banks and Naomi, sharing this same level of insight towards owning our own African wrestling company published by $LMBP. Thank you for tuning in. Tell us what you think in the comment section. Ras Lucha wishes you peace, love and happiness. Hare Krishna. You'll catch Ras Lucha in the next episode, ne? Shop. Why do I always wave? It's not like you can see it as precious.
This fucking life has taken its toll on me. I'm only 27 and God, how I wanna be free. And there are times when I'm alive and I can breathe, but they're few and far